When I was asked to speak today, the first thing that was clear to me was that words fall short sometimes. How does one measure gratitude? How do you say thank you for being given back yourself, your clarity, and even your soul? How do you express the freedom that comes with no longer being chained into the life of an addict? How do you just say thank you? Then it hit me, you don't say it, you try to learn to live it. Which is exactly what I'm trying to do today. My story begins long before the use of drugs. As a child, I always wanted to escape. First it was books, then it was theater, and then it became dance. I vividly remember this feeling as a little girl of always wanting to be somewhere else. What my next door neighbors had, I wanted. I wanted their mom, their hair, their lives. The irony is that my home life wasn't mad, quite the opposite. My mother read me bedtime stories, and my dad regularly sang songs to me like Pooh Corner, and part of me was just simply born wanting something different. I remember in grade school when DARE came in and they spoke about how drugs made you feel different, thinking that's exactly what I want. It still took me a decade before I found that. I was 19 the first time I was given pain medication. I just completed my freshman year of theater school and I had a kidney stone. I will never forget how right I felt at that moment. I even recall thinking I might be an addict, but not really comprehending or understanding what that meant. I'm now 25, it's 2007. By this time, I've danced on and off with prescription medications, and I found the man that I believe I'm going to live forever with. I become pregnant. I think I found my purpose. I think I've discovered my path, but as it sometimes does, things go wrong. I now become one of the people who walks through the unthinkable. I'm suddenly in labor before it's time. I haven't felt my baby move in 2 days. And then I hear the words that changed my life. I'm sorry, but we can't find your baby's heartbeat. August 4th, 2007. I don't know what to do. I leave the hospital with a bottle of wine. I've tried drinking away the pain, but it's not enough. 7 days later, I find myself in a dope house. Suddenly dating a man because he's got a child I'm able to raise as my own. And even better, he's the hookup. Suddenly I'm a junkie. I don't know what happened. I'm in and out of psych wards. I have days I remember vividly where I go without shoes because they just don't matter. The strangest things are now routine. When my new boyfriend takes the roof off the house because we've been on uppers, doesn't matter. I go back to my son's father whenever I want to get clean for a minute. I stay in my parents. I go in and out of jail. I just can't get high enough. A few months after leaving DePaul, I became pregnant. A scary and dangerous venture for a woman like me. I entered into it with extreme paranoia. Very early on, I went to the hospital. They told me that I'd probably lose the baby. While I was in talking to the woman in the ultrasound, I shared myself and my story with her. She was one of Nancy's sponsees. It was days before I celebrated my year, and without these connections, without these human connections of finding women everywhere who are just like me, I don't know how I'd make it through this. I'm a little over 6 months pregnant, and I'm not getting the fairy tale I dreamed of. But what matters most is the baby is perfect. This journey has given me the ability to know that in the darkest of days, that it's those times, in the darkest moments, that we see the stars. DePaul didn't give me back my life. They gave me a life I'd never had. I have dreams today. I want to work with women in addiction during pregnancy, or with women facing the hardest grief, the death of a child. The truth is, I don't know where I'm headed, but I do know what my path is leading to. I've got choices, and I will never forget what one of the counselors said to me when I entered DePaul. Welcome to your life.